Wow, so I'm actually back. Hi, my name is Andy. Thanks so much for looking in at Merlin's Mountain today. Excuse me with my sort of farmer stuff on, but busy doing stuff. So in my last video, I said I was going to try and put a video out every day all weekend because it was the new moon coming up. And of course, Mercury Retrograde seems to have got me big style. The internet died. I had no internet at all for about 10 days. It's sort of spluttering on and off at the moment, and there is an engineer working on my connection today. So I'm making this video. I'm praying it's going to go up, and we are going to do a 5-card tarot reading, this time from one I haven't used for quite a while, the Cosmic Tarot. Someone gifted me that for Christmas, the Christmas before last. And I've slowly, steadily been working with it, getting to know it, getting to kind of roughly understand what it's all about. I don't think we ever fully understand what the tarot is all about, actually. But essentially, it's all about us. So it's all about you, dear viewer, as you're watching this. And I hope this is the first video of many. I hope we're going to be able to actually keep going with this. So Mercury is actually out of retrograde now in terms of the full retrograde, but still in its storm until the 11th of June 2022. That is to say, there's a post-shadow, you know, Mercury kind of slows down and then stops. And that's the pre-shadow. Now when it actually stops, it's Mercury retrograde station. We've had Mercury direct station, and now it's speeding up, so things are still not quite right with Mercury until we get to Saturday the 11th of June, and then things I hope will improve. Okay, so I've cut the deck. I'm pulling out the first 4 cards that no, I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, because it is a 5-card pick a card after all. I'm not used to this. It's been so long since I've done this. It really is. Okay. So here we've got 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So do go ahead and pick one of those cards before you even know what they are. Trust your inner psychic, friends. That is what it's all about. And set your intention, you know. Ask yourself, what do you want the tarot to be telling you about at this point? You can pick 1, you can pick 2, 3, 4, you can pick all 5, which I strongly recommend, actually, but it is entirely up to you. So, what have we for card number 1? It is the 7 of Swords. Wow. And there is that cloaked figure looking at the moon with clouds across the moon. Everything is not clear. And the Swords, of course, the suit of thinking things through. In fact, maybe not managing to think things all the way through. There's trouble, there's difficulty working things out when we get a sword card, particularly when we're higher up in the numbers. And you can see she's kind of stepping through this maze of swords here, quite a labyrinth as she looks at the moon. And the whole idea of a labyrinth, the reason why the Celts made so many labyrinths around the world, was for spiritual reasons. The idea was that by walking around the labyrinth, you could think everything through, and by the time you got to the end of it, you'd supposedly have a better idea what you're supposed to do. In an ever-changing world, a world that changes as fast as ours is changing at the moment, I'm not sure that's quite so easy. But the labyrinth of swords here will eventually bring us out at some kind of decision. Everything is just not clear. That's the bottom line, just like the moon. She's a full moon in this picture, but there are clouds across the moon. So what do they mean? All the thinking going on, all the concerns going on. Very magical number 7 though. So with all that mystery comes the promise of some kind of improvement, some kind of working out, some kind of solution to the problems that any of us are going through at the moment. And even if we're relatively problem-free, there's a lot to worry about in the world at the moment, isn't there? I hope this is going to take some of that worry away, because the 7 of Swords is a promise that eventually you're going to come out of that thinking crazy thoughts, swords moment, and actually start making some progress. So what is card number 2? Ah, this is rather better. This is the 9 of Pentacles, the suit of abundance. Also, you know, associated, of course, with the earth signs. So important to be grounded as you go forward, especially if you only picked this card. If you picked all 5, it is, of course, number 2. It's kind of roughly to do with where we are at the moment and the next steps, the next things to come in. And it's the Nine of Pentacles. Very good amount of abundance there. Very positive. But this lady is kind of looking back into the room, slightly away from the Pentacles, because rather than looking at the world outside, she's taking stock of what's actually going on in her own life. And that is important. And a big part of the message of the Nine of Pentacles is that it's so important in going forward not to leave anyone, not to leave anything behind that's really important. You know, sometimes we've got to cut the cord and move on. Cords can be redeveloped though if you actually need them, if you actually want them. So remember the people who are behind you, maybe not in this immediate endeavour that you're working on at the moment, but who were with you and around you in the past, who helped you be the sort of person you are. You might have had to cut ties with those people. You might have had to move away from certain things you were doing before. And, you know, if there's something you really miss that you've had to let go of and cut the cord with, don't forget, you know, now things are working out, you can actually reincorporate those people, reincorporate those things, those activities into your mission and just into your sort of everyday life as you go forward. Okay, so Seven of Swords, loads to think about. Then Nine of Pentacles, loads of abundance, which is looking rather nice. And actually, as the second card in the spread, that suggests that very soon there's going to be something good in your life that's going to be positive assistance in terms of moving you forward and helping you work out your plans and make them happen. Card number 3 is the High Priestess. Now, if you picked all 5, this is what the reading really hinges on. She's got Alpha and Omega there, the 2 Greek letters meaning beginning and end, because Omega is the last letter in the Greek alphabet, and we've got the crescent moon there. And with the crescent moon, there's always that idea that there's everything to play for. You know, the power of the moon might be low. You know, what am I saying? Right. You might be watching this video right now, you might be watching it in the future, but at this moment, on this day, the moon is actually on her way up towards fullness. But whenever there's a crescent moon, whenever that happens, there is always the potential indicated that things are going to fill out again. You know, it all goes in cycles. And to make the most of those cycles, it's important to consult the wisdom of the High Priestess. And friends, she is actually within you. She is a part of you. All these elements of the tarot story, all the tarot characters are a part of you, are a part of life. So that's the thing to focus on, really. And as the middle card, every reading indicates a kind of a journey, and as the middle card, this is telling you it's really important to hang on to the spiritual side of life, the spiritual patterns, the spiritual abilities. But there is no standing still with this card, because in the background, it's all rather dark and it's difficult to know what's going to happen. There are real sort of sky and sea patterns all over the High Priestess's face here. So there's a journey, you know, and the sky is very much the limit. And there are no clear answers with the High Priestess, but that's only because she kind of plays her cards close to her chest, kind of more like that really, but you can't see that then, can you? She is a woman of mystery, and she signifies the mystery that we all have to get through to actually take the next steps on our path through life. So the High Priestess, consult her, friends. Think about your inner spiritual journey and the spiritual journeys of other people around you, maybe the people who've written books that you know relate to, anyone who's helped you. It's all part of your own learning, and we're all drawn to meet other people, to read other things, to watch other videos as we go through life, so that we kind of learn. It's always a learning experience, and we need to move forward with all that knowledge, because all that knowledge is there for a reason. It really is. So, High Priestess, card number 3, that is the heart of the matter. What is card number 4? Woohoo! It's the Tower of Destruction. So we're in the Major Arcana yet again, and this is kind of a craziness sort of feeling that goes with this card, really. But you can see that the storm is coming from this amazing, if the camera would just only focus. Come on, focus. It's coming from that spiritual third eye symbol up in the sky there, and it's sort of trying to burn down the house, but the house is actually standing solid. And this is the thing about the Tower of Destruction. It happens for a reason, and it can be a positive thing, you know, it can be a negative thing that brings something positive out of it. That's what I'm really trying to say. And as the next stage in this reading, then sure, if you've consulted the High Priestess and you're really, really going to follow the advice that your own third eye sort of mind brings to you on your way forward, then things are going to have to change. And it's not necessarily going to be easy, but it is beneficial change. Maybe a beneficial delay, maybe a beneficial falling apart of things, but it gives you a chance to reconstruct. That is the thing. So a scary scene there with the Tower of Destruction, but I think, friends, I think we really do all know at this time in the world, with everything that's going on, things have to change. We can see things changing around us already. I'm something of a prepper, and friends of mine are still trying to tell me, oh, you know, there's kind of nothing really changed. And like fuel prices are sky high. I see American YouTubers complaining about fuel prices. We are at something like $12.50 a gallon. If you work it out in dollars, it comes to $12.50 a gallon for diesel in UK at the moment. So the prices are going up. Food is getting rampantly more expensive, and I'm really glad of the preps I've got. I've actually been eating some of my stashed away food recently because things have got that bad. They really have, and yet people are still saying, oh, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. They're avoiding that Tower of Destruction moment, friends. That is the problem. That is what's going on. They're trying not to acknowledge that this is real. And if only we acknowledge that this is real, things get a lot more calm. Things work out a lot better after that moment of realization, after that moment of acceptance, because life is change. That's the fact. There's no getting away from the fact that life is change. It doesn't have to be bad change. It doesn't have to be anything negative. It just has to be acknowledged, because it is all about facts of life. So let's go on to card number 5, the outcome card. If you picked all 5, and it's the 8 of Wands. How positive is that? Fast progress. That's what the 8 of Wands is all about. The Wands are always about getting things done, making things happen, and progress actually coming into being, which is a great thing, actually, because progress is always going on one way or another. It's better if it's quick, and it's better if it's got the sheer joy of the suit of Wands behind it, because that means it's positive change, and it's happening quickly. So as an outcome card, it leaves us hanging a bit, but that's the nature of life. It's not over until it's over. The show's not over until the fat lady sings, and I don't have a fat lady to sing here, unfortunately. I won't try and sing myself, because that wouldn't be very nice at all, would it? But look, this guy's like looking at his foot, and he's kind of freaking out. Oh wow, the camera's almost focused on him there. He's really freaking out as he looks at his shoe because of how fast he's moving, you know. So the winds of change are blowing, friends. Things are going to move us along really, really quickly. There are lightning streaks all over this, and the wands extend. There's 4 wands in the sky and 4 wands down closer to the earth. So it's as above, so below. It's rapid change. It's things moving quickly, and that's our outcome. But I think, friends, we knew that's what was happening with the world all along. So go through that Tower of Destruction moment, if you will. Embrace that, and just accept that life is change. And it's just going to be easier to cope with. It's going to be easier to bear, and you're going to be more prepared mentally and more ready. When I say prepared, I don't necessarily mean everybody's got to be a prepper and kind of have tanks of diesel all over the place and a great big stash of food. I'd kind of recommend that myself, but that's just what I think. The fact is, being mentally prepared, that's something we all need to have, and making those mental preparations is something we all need to do. So kind of try and make that part of your meditations, if you will, friends. That will help you forward a lot. It really will. So with that, there goes our reading for today. I hope that means something to you. I'm going to try and make a video every day in the future. I'm going to put out as many videos as I can. Now, I don't think Mercury Retrograde or any of the other cosmic forces can really strike me down for saying that, because if I can't, I can't. But anyway, I'm very sorry to all you guys whose readings I had to cancel. Refunds will be on their way. Well, I think you've all had them by now, actually. And I'm not going to offer to do any readings right now, just because I don't know if the internet is going to work. But if I can help you in any way, do drop me an email at 35and83@gmail.com. It's down there in the description of the video, and so is my paypal.me link. It's paypal.me/twigbrother if you'd like to support me in my work. And wow, last couple of weeks I haven't really done much work, so that would be very, very welcome. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching, friends. Take good care of yourselves. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Videos come in as fast as I can. Actually, I can make them fast enough, but I can't upload them fast enough. But I'll be uploading them as fast as I can. So, love and light, blessings, and peace.